Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm gonna be reacting to The Summer Hikaru Died, episode 12. That's right, this is the last one of the season. But hey, I already know that it's been announced that we are gonna get a season 2. Uh, mm, there's no, you know, year from when we're getting it, but at least we know it's gonna happen. So I'll take what I can get. But yeah, I'm really gonna miss these characters. Like, yeah, it's not like a lot of characters, but Yoshiki and Hikaru they really endeared themselves to me. Okay, so yeah, last time I only covered like half of the episode in the discussion, so I'm gonna do the second half on this one. And I did want, to uh, make the video yesterday, but man, I was really like, sleep deprived, so it would have been a disservice to react to the episode and try to give a discussion when I was just really kind of out of it, mind all fussy. So yeah. So we start off, where we left off when Yoshiki and Hikaru are at the library, and Yoshiki tells Hikaru that he talked to his dad to know more. And the way that he phrases that is a little interesting. He says, he's the only one I could ask. Nobody else knew your daddy like he did. And obviously he knows that, this Hikaru and Oji Hikaru are quite different people. But he still phrases it as if, this Hikaru had been the son of Kohei. But that's just, I guess, easier to say. It could just be like a unimportant slip up, but I thought it was worth pointing out. But Hikaru does have a small reaction to it. And then we get to see the picture book that he's looking at and the text on it, at least the one that's translated. It seems to be, um, I'd say, relevant to Hikaru. On this one, it says, "Chicken is tastier than people," said the queen. And I'm like, like, Hikaru doesn't technically eat people, but, you know, definitely, like, it would be something where, like, he would relate to the monster rather than the human on this story. And that's when he asked, what kind of person was Hikaru anyway? And this question, at least to Hikaru, does seem kind of random. And he was like, it's a little late to be asking that now. And Hikaru gives the reason, well, if I wasn't still walking around with his body, then it wouldn't have gotten damaged. Mm-hmm. And we get a close up of the tiny, well, the faint scar that he has around his neck. And Yoshiki doesn't answer right away. He just instead asks, like, huh? Is that because you're weaker now? And then he takes off the piece of Hikaru that he was given, and he wants to give it back. Because obviously that means that Hikaru himself would be safer. And yeah, he wouldn't feel pain if he went back to the way he was before. And Yoshiki is worried about him. But it cannot be put back. There's no guarantee that he would go back to the way he was. And he even says that piece of me might get lost in there forever. So that's not an option. And it really rattles Yoshiki. And Hikaru kind of like tries to joke and is like, well, even if, it all worked out, you might stab me once again. But Yoshiki, like we go far, away, we can't see his eyes. But he just says, no, I wouldn't. And Hikaru looks kind of surprised at that. And he genuinely believed that was a possibility. Which, like, fair enough, It's not like he saw it coming the first time. And I believe Yoshiki. Now, why? I think it's because his view on Hikaru has slowly changed. He's, after all, willing to go down with Hikaru and share the burden of his sins, if you will. No longer trying to get rid of him. And trying to choose between the town and Hikaru, but trying to protect both. And right after that, Yoshiki answers the question about what Hikaru was like. It's an interesting flow to the conversation. And he, goes on about like all these reasons why, all not reasons why he was different than current Hikaru, but it really does seem like reasons that Yoshiki started to like him, especially close to the end. He was always strong and never stressed like I did. He never cried. I never saw him shed a tear. And I wonder if he actually wanted to cry. And I really like the music during this. It's really soft. And the way that Yoshiki says this does make me think like, did he actually think Hikaru was strong because of that? Or maybe did he blame himself that Hikaru didn't think he was like a safe space or a close enough person, that he thought he was, good to be vulnerable with and let out tears. I wonder if he actually wanted to cry. I don't know, kind of. It's so melancholic to me. Because it also, like, makes me think that Yoshiki also wonders if he really knew Hikaru as much as he thinks he does. And then Hikaru asks, did you miss him? Of course I do. And then Hikaru gets surprised a little bit and then smiles as he's like, right, of course, that makes sense. And we get the picture book again, saying the beast pondered for a bit. Like, yeah, that definitely feels almost like narration to what Hikaru was doing right then. Yoshiki tries to get some info about Hichi-san, but Hikaru doesn't remember. And Yoshiki kind of like pushes him a little bit and is like, well, you want to stay, right? Then you gotta do something about this. And Hikaru's like, well, I'm trying, but if I can't, I can't remember. And this is when he starts glitching out and, you know, acting completely on instinct. Basically, not really being fully conscious of what he's doing. So Yoshiki gets scared and starts basically running away until he hears voices and he doesn't want to involve more people in this. So he stays, you know, he doesn't go downstairs until he's, you know, right in front of Hikaru again and his essence goo starts getting to Yoshiki again, but this time he doesn't feel any pain, and he wonders if it's because he's already so used to it. He's, you know, so mixed, but he's still pretty scared. And when he could have come back to his senses, that's all he can see in Yoshiki's expression. And we do see, you know, later Achan was watching, but of course Yoshiki or Hikaru, you know, completely wrapped up on what was happening between them, don't notice. And it's actually Yoshiki saying Hikaru's name that really gets him, you know, to really wake up. And yeah, like he realizes what he was trying to do, and he has a very, you know, self-deprecating laugh and says, right, of course, I'm a monster after all. And Yoshiki tries to like brush that off, which like I don't think that was what was, you know, what was gonna make Hikaru feel better in that moment. And like after he's like, look, I'm totally fine, like it doesn't, don't worry about it. But just the way that Hikaru reacts, it makes me think like he probably thinks Yoshiki is still very much scared of him, but he's just trying to ignore it to make Hikaru comfortable again and, you know, make his worries go away. Or he, even if he's being like completely genuine, Hikaru does not feel at all reassured by that because he doesn't want Yoshiki to put Hikaru's completely above his own needs and feelings. Yoshiki tries to stop him from leaving, but Hikaru just shakes his hand off. And we do see, you know, that Yoshiki does genuinely believe, like, you know, it can be both. he was still scared that Hikaru could hurt him, but at the same time, he still wants to find a place for him to be who he is without feeling judged or lonely. But Hikaru doesn't want to do that if it means that he's going to hurt Yoshiki eventually in a way that he can't take back. And I like that he went to Rie. And he just like basically pours everything that he's been stressing about and hurting. Hmm. And he tries to suggest like, you know, I could leave. If I leave, then everything will be fine, right? There will be no chance for, Yoshiki to be attacked by impurities or my instincts taking over and messing up with him. And Ria tries to be like, kinda half-heartedly, like trying to tell him like that really wouldn't really um, get to the heart of the problem, but yeah, just like very badly tries to act brave and be like, "Oh, I'll be okay. Don't worry. I'm a monster, so you know, it's not like it would affect me or anything. Yeah, it's no big deal." And this when he starts crying. Why? I don't want to be alone. Ugh, that still gets to me. Like that really is like the core of who Hikaru is. He does everything he does because he doesn't want to be lonely. And Rie actually makes a very important decision. She could have taken, you know, Hikaru's, you know, insides out to get him out from Hikaru's body. But she didn't. She felt pity or sympathy for him. And I'm really grateful for her, to her that she did that. Because I really thought when it came to it, she might actually do the, you know, a cold, logical decision. But no, she's really gotten to know and see how truly, young and just starving for affection Hikaru really is. But once he leaves, we see this person in the opening that is with Tanaka and really recognizes them. They gotta be from the company, but that's not good. And then Hikaru, on his way back to his house, he's like, of course, I should have known. I'm a monster. Nothing can change that. I don't even want to be a human anyhow. Wanting a place to call home. That was pure arrogance. So that makes me a little concerned that he's basically resignating himself to this whole thing with Yoshiki and finding a place of his own. But the way that the episode ends, with Hikaru's mom, like, welcoming him home, and him just kind of like smiling, and he seems kind of just like comfort and like just being like, oh right, I do have a home, even if they don't know exactly who I am. There's people right now who will take me in and take care of me. And just him walking into the light, very warm light of that house. I don't know, gives me a little hope, but we'll see. Okay, so that's it for last episode. I've seen the thumbnails of other reactors, and I've just seen like an image of Hikaru head panning Yoshiki's head. I don't know, the context looks kinda sad. So I'm just letting you know that I know it. Okay. Episode 12 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Oh man. So yeah, Hikaru's still feeling like he has to go. Also, the color of that scene just felt so cold. Mm, there's that person.また会えるならこの先は一瞬もう一瞬の隙をふすふ全部覚えていこう目を閉じ合うたびまぶたでさして君を出会えるならまたここで争うOh, oh. What is she thinking? I need to know. Oh. It seems like he's preparing himself for a goodbye. Where's Achan going? Uh, so pretty. The art? Background art? Huh? What does he mean by that? I figured, yeah. Yeah. I'm still worried. We can't see Achan's eyes. At the very least, she's talking to him before telling it to anyone else. But yeah, that was ballsy to talk to him again one on one. Okay. Well, that's definitely gonna affect what Hikaru is going to do. Mm. Ugh, again with this. Mm. Hikaru? Perfect timing? I mean... Oh, that's from the ending! Hmm. Yeah, I figured Yosuke wanted to be anywhere else but there. Oh. Oh, this is so cool. He's gonna do the goofy face. Yep. He laughed! Oh. Oh, right. Uh, not quite. Mm, Tanaka? Where's he going? Oh, we're at the ocean. Yoshiki actually fulfilled the promise he made the episode he stabbed Hikaru. Oh, he has such a childlike joy. Hikaru? Hmm? Yeah, he remembered. Hmm. Wow, the sky. New version of the song, I guess. Wow, so it's pretty orange. He remembers. What was the animation? Uh, excuse me? What the hell kind of cliffhanger is that? I guess it could have been worse, but oh my god. Give me a minute. Okay, well, first off, I think the direction of the episode was like the best of the season. Like before this, I think at its strongest, it was episode one. But man, this, wow, you know, it was something else. Yeah. Also, another standout is also the episode where Yoshiki tries to kill Hikaru. That's also up there. But okay. Oh man, so much, but also like, like I'm not gonna start at the start of the episode because we see like Hikaru trying to like, you know, preparing himself to, we'll say goodbye to everything here, basically. And, you know, in his little, like, imagined interaction between him and Yoshiki, basically. He was like, his Yoshiki was like, you know, don't leave. Yeah, you just started to be my friend and everything. And he kind of stopped there. Probably because he was being like, oh, you know, that's not gonna happen. I, yeah, that's not realistic. And then what we actually got was even, wow. The emotion, huh? Anyway, okay. So let's start here. Well, you can't see, but like just real quick, like when Tanaka says, like, oh, Norike-sama never existed. It's a fictitious god this village made up, and it's like, what exactly does he mean by that? You know, like we know it did exist. It was who Hikaru was before that. So I think what he means rather is that, you know, the people just made him a god, but he was never a god, as well as giving him that name. You know, he didn't choose it. It was something that other people, you know, like kind of like used it to make sense of what he was. So I think that's what Tanaka is trying to get across, kind of badly. And yeah, like I was thinking before, like Hikaru said, like I don't need sacrifices to make wishes. And then yeah, all the like rituals that um the Indos did to, you know, uh, cleanse themselves of their sin. It was never necessary. But they just, you know, were forced to believe that it was because of, you know, uh, foolish human belief. Like, I don't know why you're so surprised. The village just came up with that. It's not like they could actually talk to the god they created, basically. And Tanaka says, I tend to do something about it. And if I succeed, the villager's gonna avoid being wiped out. With this, like, kind of unsettling music as we get a close up of his eye, and in the reflection, we see Hajime's shocked face. But, like, that's gotta be what he went to do to the ocean, and what he was approaching Hikaru and Yoshiki for. As usual with Tanaka, we have no idea what this entails. Because bro always gotta be cryptic when he can. Then we go to Achan and Hikaru. And yeah, she confronts him about it. But I feel like confront is like a little too aggressive of a word. She just tells him basically, I know you're not human, I know you're not Hikaru. And you know, considering the way it went last time, yeah, I'm also surprised that Achan you know, would go and basically do the exact same thing that almost got her killed before. But I guess she was confident in that her intentions were going to be accepted. Yeah, she's keeping it to herself. And she's very honest about her feelings, you know, she's scared. She thinks it's weird. And also the way that Yoshiki acts like nothing is wrong also makes her feel weird, which, you know, I don't, that's not fully accurate. But you know, that's different because we can see inside of Yoshiki's head. And but also, he's definitely had his own outbursts and just, you know, arguments with Hikaru. And just like the first few episodes, Yoshiki was on the verge of having multiple mental breakdowns. So yeah, that's simplifying it, but you know, it's from Achan's perspective, so it's understandable. But yeah, from the get-go, Achan just can let it all out, you know, all the frustrations and grief and fear of this whole situation and cry, which is something that Hikaru, no, I mean Yoshiki, couldn't do until like episode 4 or 5 when they go to the festival. But I do like that she said, like, even with all this, she can't bring herself to hate the new Hikaru. Because as she knows, like, she'd been getting along fine with him up until she found out. I do like that Hikaru brings up, like, you can be okay with that even though I messed up your ear, and he apologizes. And lets her know that, you know, he promised Yoshiki that he wouldn't hurt her and that he wouldn't kill anybody. And with that, Achan just like, yeah, you really are not human, huh? She needs a final confirmation that Hikaru is never coming back. And that's when she really starts sobbing. And Hikaru like wipes away her tears, but it's not really like a way to comfort her, really. It's more so to like confirm for himself that this is how everyone would have dealt with Hikaru's death if he hadn't taken over the body. And this whole sequence is so well done. As Hikaru starts like processing that because he's here, they can't really move on from Hikaru because they're not even aware that he's gone. They just kind of have to, you know, be around someone who looks the same as him and not really, you know, no one else is aware that they're grieving. As he apologizes one more time. Then we have a little taste of what it's like for Yoshiki to be surrounded by nosy and really rude relatives. And, you know, they don't even realize that they're being like that. But yeah, I relate to that. And so thankful that Hikaru got him out of there. Oh, when Yoshiki says like, how many times have you tried to kill me now? I like, it doesn't faze me anymore. Like, I stabbed you once, right? We're even. But Hikaru doesn't really, accept it. He knows that Yoshiki is trying to make him feel better about it. Even though every time it happens, we know that Yoshiki freaks out every time. And I like this as well when Yoshiki lets him know that, yeah, you really saved me back there. I did not want to spend another second there. And yeah, I want to believe I have a home too. And the way that we got real live footage with the two characters there, I feel like it really drives home, you know, their sense of not really belonging here. They're just kind of outsiders looking in. Somewhere that ain't here. And Hikaru kind of just half-heartedly says, yeah. Then, the ending really tricked me. I really thought he was not gonna laugh, but he did. And that was the first time in the episode that I got emotional. That really goes to show that, yeah, Hikaru is not just a replacement. He's someone who Yoshiki genuinely sees as his own person and has formed a very strong bond with. Then when we were seeing them at the, you know, getting Kaide's like pole salamander, I was like, oh, this is giving me vibes of the episode where Yoshiki stabbed Hikaru. Not quite, but similar. Then we get to uh, the scene where they're, at the I forget what those are called, like where children can like get onto the metallic animals and like just uh yeah. I don't remember the name for them. But yeah, I like that we got to see more of the cat and see, how with little by little he's accepting Hikaru. And maybe that could be him with more humans eventually. We get a glimpse of Tanaka and we know where he ended up. We see Hikaru playing in the water. Then he sees a snake and he gets the glowing red eyes thing. I don't know what was up with that. Maybe the snake just sounds like he was dangerous? Not sure. But this is when Hikaru starts being like, this is the last time that me and Yoshiki are gonna spend together, so might as well make this whole speech. But first he starts singing. And yeah, there's something really bittersweet about it. And he starts telling Yoshiki about Hikaru's last thoughts that turn into a request. And that's when he tells him, I think I'm gonna return to the mountain. Oh, I keep wanting to fill up the empty parts of me, so I crave souls. That's really sad. Humans wouldn't understand. I think I've been like this the whole time. He's just really scared that, that he's only basically a creature that's there to feed on humans. And that will only ever be what he can be. And he doesn't want to kill Yoshiki in the process of trying to figure out if he can be more than that. Oh, when he says, if I leave, things would be peaceful at least for the rest of your life. And that's when Yoshiki starts like, basically begging. The monster goes away, you accept Hikaru's death. You move on with your normal human life and live happily ever after. Oh, that's so sad. I'm getting teary-eyed again. Basically, Hikaru being like, you would be so much more better without me. But Yoshiki's like, no, that's not what I want. Like, even if I could do that, I wouldn't want it to be, a life without you there. You can't leave. Oh, when Hikaru starts naming all the different ways that he is different from Hikaru. Oh, it was really fun spending time with Yoshiki. Oh, man. Oh, that little bit when we see Yoshiki's cap falling to the water. Oh, and it's splashing, and then the water drops. We get Yoshiki's face. As we get this inner monologue from him, being basically like, it was never about protecting the town. or about wanting the best for Hikaru. I want him to be saved because him being around, it saves me just the same. Like, ooh, you know, codependency. Yeah. Like, Hikaru wanted to do the selfless thing, but Yoshiki manages to make him stay doing the selfish thing. But maybe they can save each other in the long run. Because, you know, Yoshiki being selfish also contributes to Hikaru seeing himself in a better light. And being like, you know what? Even if no one else accepts me, I'll always have Yoshiki. He'll always see the better in me. Even if I can't. And Yoshiki feels the same way, you know? Like Hikaru sees him as this beacon of light that illuminates everything in Hikaru's path. But Yoshiki could never understand how. Oh, and when Yoshiki tells him you ain't no replacement, you're just giving up. Like, oh, that hit me so hard. Oh, and then that red reflection of Yoshiki in the water, and it gives off that like very off-putting vibe because it's a human mouth. Oh, it's so good. Saying there's nothing wrong with Hikaru's choice. You know, basically like chastising himself for acting like this. Acting according to his own, you know, selfish feelings. But he doesn't listen to it. And goes for it anyway. And you know what? I'd say screw it, right? And let Yoshiki be selfish. If it means that Hikaru gives him some relief, some comfort that no one else can give him, sure, why not? And man, I do like that Hikaru tries to fight back and calls him out on being selfish. And like, you gotta get rid of me, you gotta get rid of this monster. That's not right. As Tadaka's just watching, like, oh man. And yeah, it's worrying, but we're not gonna have any answer as to what he's there for to do. But I'm sure he finds it fascinating. Oh, and Yoshiki calling himself a monster too? And if I'm just being selfish, I'm always hiding my true self so nobody finds out what I really am. Oh, when he says that, ooh, the voice acting too, it just comes from the soul. Oh, and Red Hikaru and Yoshiki. And actual Yoshiki saying, I don't care if you're a killer, I'm with you, Hikaru. It's you and me. Like both of, like the subconscious of Yoshiki and what he's actually saying, becoming one. It's so good. And it's with that it seems like he really gets through to Hikaru. You're not some replacement. I just don't want you to disappear on me. Like, I'm a shitty, selfish asshole. Like, because, yeah. Like, oh, I know the desperation that Yoshiki has for keeping Hikaru here with him. Because, you know, he'd feel so empty. And no drive to do anything really without him. It's just, oh, my heart. And Hikaru being like, well, if you feel like this, there's no way I can leave you now. Oh, that big smile. Took you long enough. Yeah, what am I supposed to do now that I know this? Because, yeah, all this time he still thought that Yoshiki only cared so much for him because he saw him as Hikaru 2.0 and nothing else. And he could have really tried to be like, this is best for you. You know, if I leave, everything will be better. But, yeah, not for Yoshiki. And I do like as well that, yeah, Hikaru was trying to do the selfless thing, but at the same time, he was taking away Yoshiki's agency by doing that without, you know, taking Yoshiki's feelings into account. But it seemed like it finally clicked with Hikaru. Also, oh yeah, when he points at the salamander and he's like, you gotta take that home or else Hikaru's gonna cry. But it's like, if he did that, if he let go of Hikaru right in that moment, then Hikaru might have just left Yoshiki right then and there. And Yoshiki he couldn't take that chance. I think that Hikaru was basically saying, you know, like testing how truly important he is to Yoshiki. And Yoshiki let him know, I don't need it. Let it float far, far away. Oh, and that line, you're even more of a brat than I am. I think they're both, you know, at similar levels. This is beautiful. Hikaru headpanning Yoshiki, comforting him, because it's usually the other way around. Yeah, no wonder a lot of people chose this for their thumbnail. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I expressed my feelings well, or like I don't think like just, you know, I love the direction from the moment they get to the beach all the way to the end of the episode, and there's no way I can truly do justice to how good it is. So like I didn't fully try, but just know that it's beyond impressive. But yeah, also not just the direction, but just the art, especially the background art. It was breathtaking. But yeah, Hikaru and Yoshiki, they definitely have the potential to be one of my favorite dynamics of all time. Yeah. Oh man. Anyway, I hope I did a decent job at making a breakdown of their feelings in that argument they had, but it was amazingly done. This is the kind of thing I've been wanting for quite a few episodes now, and I got it, and it was amazing. I don't know another adjective. Anyway, I hope we don't have to wait a lot for season 2, but for now, this will be it for me. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.